Da 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 da. Actually, I should probably stop that because I've just been advised by my legal team that humming the theme tune would still probably get me in trouble. In fact, I might have already done too much. But instead, enjoy that opening crawl with a little bit of funky music that I found instead. Haha! Hello and welcome back to the Daily Weekly Show, Season 10. Ooh, and we're also celebrating 5 years of the Daily Weekly as a whole. Wow, 5 years. I don't know where the time's gone. I can't believe I'm still here doing this. But I thought, what's a good way to mark Daily Weekly and Star Wars with a good old-fashioned taste test? And today I'm going to be taste testing some interesting Star Wars inspired food combinations that I've come up with, which maybe you'll be having a Star Wars watch party or getting ready for next year's May the 4th event, you know, because this video is a little bit late. But hey, so I've got a drink, a snack, a main and a dessert. You know, the whole meal is right here, perfect for your Star Wars themed parties. Now to start off, we have a drink, and no, not just a cup of good old water in our Daily Weekly mug, but something Star Wars, of course. And when you think of Star Wars and drinks, of course, there is only one correct answer. Blue milk, straight from a bantha.
Like a bantha.
Now, of course, I can't actually get my hands on a bantha to get some milk from it, but I can make something that looks blue and is still made of milk. Ta-da! With a bit of editing magic, here is my lovely blue milk. Yes. Oh, very proud of this. So to make your very own blue milk, all you need is some vanilla ice cream, some blue food colouring, a bit of whole milk or semi-skim milk, and maybe an extra bit of vanilla flavouring to get it extra sweet. Mix it all in a blender, and job done. Yeah, look at it. It's blue milk. That's great. Now, I showed this to my family, and they're like, oh, what is that? That looks disgusting, but it's just vanilla flavoured. It looks blue. I like it. It's a nice shade of blue, actually, like a almost sandy blue, but you know, just to take my word for it, that it's actually drinkable. That is actually really nice. I could easily finish up that whole glass. Okay, so you've got a drink, but what about the main course? Because I don't know about you, but I'm getting very hungry. I'm looking at it off camera. I really want to eat it, so I'm going to eat it. And that is a little something I like to call a hamburger. Get it? Because Han Solo and hamburger. Although this one does have added cheese, so I guess it's a Han and cheeseburger? Yeah. It's just, I could laugh about that all day. But you know, I can imagine Han Solo is a busy guy, right? You know, doing all these little smuggling missions or working for the rebellion. He doesn't have time for no fancy dining experiences. He's got to get something quick. It's a Rustler's cheeseburger. Now I can imagine a smuggler like Han Solo is the type of guy to enjoy one of these. If he's like me, then I could eat these all day. They're just so good. But what's the Star Wars twist, you say? Well, if Han Solo got his hands on one of these, this is exactly what he would do. First things first, pop it in the microwave. Make it all nice and warm and slightly soggy. Just how we like it. Here's one I warmed up earlier. And yeah, I really did warm it up earlier because it's actually a little bit cold now, but that's okay. Right, so we're going to add some cheese, some sauce, and some bacon. Although there was a slight catch with the bacon, but well, I guess you're about to find out anyway. Okay, so we have our little processed cheese, my favourite kind of cheese, the only cheese I really like to eat. Some people call it rubber or plastic cheese, but this is good stuff, so let's add that on our burger. Oh, can't forget that, gotta get every last bit on there. And then our little burger relish sauce, all sorts of bits and goodies in here. This is so much better than regular ketchup. And then, there we go. Oh yes, got to use the whole packet for extra flavouring. But I said there was bacon, with a catch. Well, I couldn't quite get my hands on some bacon right now, and I don't think Han Solo could either, but he's a creative guy, that Mr. Solo. So what does he come up with? Well, whilst he's looking around the little market at the fueling station, he finds these. And that is, of course, bacon rasher crisps, obviously, still bacon flavouring. So we're going to add a couple of these to our cheeseburger, and it is going to be an absolute masterclass in dining. When you're on the go, you got to make do with what you got. You know, you can't be fussy when you're on the run from the Empire, and I guarantee your party guests have never had this before. I'll be tucking into the rest of these later. So let's just add a couple more. Really spread them around, you know. Yes, lovely. So with your bacon rashers, and there we go, pop the bun back on top, give it a good squeeze, and that is your honey and cheese bacon burger. Now I'm going to eat this for real. Crunchy, it's good, but you can't quite taste the bacon, so I guess that only means one thing. We might need to put a couple more of the bacon rashers in there. Yes. I really could eat multiple of these. People put crisps in their sandwiches all the time, so don't give me any hate in the comments. And of course, I can wash it down with lovely blue milk. Something about that being blue just makes it so much more fun. Okay, so we have our drink, our main, but what about a little snack after dinner before the dessert is served? We need a little something to keep the guests going, and I have just the treat. So of course, when you think of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers, right? And I was thinking, how can we make edible lightsabers? Boom! Ta-da! Chocolate biscuit stick things that are coated in coloured chocolate made to look like lightsabers. I mean, don't they? Of course, we got our red one for you baddies, and then the green and blue for you goodies. Of course, you can make these in any colour you want, you know, purple, orange, yellow if you really want to. And all you got to do is just add different food colouring to melted chocolate, dip it in, leave it to set, and job's a good one. Now, to make these, I used some Tesco's own brand white chocolate. Of course, other supermarkets are available. And some good old Mikado sticks. Perfect for this. Just dip them in the melted chocolate. Lovely. And here is my coloured chocolate that I made earlier. And it's, well, it's starting to set now, but I've got a glass full of coloured chocolate. So all I did was melt the chocolate, add the food colouring, dip in the sticks, leave it to set, and here we go. So let's taste one, shall we? And it's such a simple snack. And it looks like what they're trying to be. So yeah, if you fancy making your own lightsaber chocolate sticks, pretty simple like that, as I've explained. Tell me in the comments if this is something that you're going to try for yourself. So we've got our drink, our main, our snack, and it's now time for the dessert. And of course, it has to be a Wookiee cookie. Another great name, isn't it? Wookiee cookie? Of course, these cookies aren't made from real Wookiees, so don't worry. No Wookiees were harmed in the making of this video. I should put that out there just to make sure everyone is okay about that. But they will kind of resemble a Wookiee, huh? Yeah. Now, of course, you can make homemade cookies if you like, and I did buy a cookie mix to do that, but in the urgency of running from the Empire, we don't have time to make cookies at home. So instead, we picked them up from the market. So here I have my Maryland double choc cookies, which are totally space themed, and they'll cost you 1.59 credits, so bear that in mind, which is, I think, is a little bit expensive for a cookie, but there we are. And to make it look like a Wookiee, of course, we're going to need some chocolate sprinkles. And so the whole thing sticks together. We need some chocolate flavour frosting. This is not one to eat whilst you're on a diet, let me tell you. My Jedi robe keeps coming undone. Totally not my dressing gown, by the way, but it's still a spirit. Haha. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be good. Plus, these are double choc cookies anyway. There we go, get a good coating all over. And of course, depending on your party size, you could make as many as you want, you know. Of course, I could do the whole packet for myself, but I might be a little bit greedy. And this is not something I've actually tried before, but I figured, of course it would work. Why wouldn't it? This is going to be absolutely delicious. And then with your cookies covered in the frosting, it's time to decorate them with the sprinkles. Looks like the first challenge is trying to figure out how I open this thing. Why is it so complicated? I must be missing something. Where's the seam? I can't find it. Aha! I did have to take that bit off. Right, so I'm going to put some of these on there. Yes. Now be generous, because we want this to look like we've just carved up a Wookiee, I guess. So I thought those chocolate sprinkles could represent his fur. And just like that, you've got yourself a Wookiee cookie. Pretty simple and pretty tasty. I could just eat them all so quickly. Here goes. That is a naughty little treat. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could dip your Wookiee cookie into your blue milk. Luckily, I still have some left. Although this might be a bit difficult for me because I've drank quite a lot of my blue milk, but I guess if I just like tilt the glass maybe. Yeah, kind of. That's nice, it really adds to it. Oh, I dropped some sprinkles in there. I'm going to try and scoop them out. Oops.
Oh, I dropped some sprinkles in there. I'm going to try and scoop them out. Oops.
Well, my Wookiee cookie has fell into my glass. But, I guess on that disappointing note, it is time to end. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Daily Weekly Show. And hopefully I'll see you again real soon for a brand new batch of episodes for the rest of the season. But which one of these Star Wars themed creations did you like the best? Was it my Wookiee cookies, the blue milk, my chocolate lightsaber sticks, or my hamburger, which I enjoyed so much I can't show you it because I've already finished it. But that was good. Oh, everything is so nice. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Oh, there's my cookie. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.